Set up. We're live on YouTube. Let's go live on Instagram. Today, we are doing the countdown for the E30 live auction. Let's jump over to IG. Actually, shoot, I'm going to need to log into IG on my other phone. Let's hang out here while we do that, though. Let's see if I can do this. Add Instagram account. Log in. Continue. Hopefully this works. What's cracking, guys? We're doing a countdown for the E30 live auction today. I'm just trying to get logged into my Instagram over here on my other phone. So kick it with me. We got 45 minutes left, so I just figured we'd hang out and see how this thing goes. What's up, Karen? From Canada. Hell yeah. What's up, Bender? Happy Monday. Man, I'm going to have to do the forgot password deal on here. Anyways, I'll be hanging out with you guys. What's up, Dennis? I'm doing good, man. A little sleepy today, but E30 live auctions got 45 minutes left, so I just wanted to come on here and share the results with you guys, and we can sort of count down. I'm hoping we'll get into a little bit of a bidding war here as we're getting into the last hour of bids. It looks like we have a couple people interested. We've had like some back-to-back bids within the last day. 533-105. So, latest bid, $2,800. I believe that was this morning. We had like 4 or 5 bids yesterday. So yeah, we'll see. Honestly, you know, I bought the car for $2,500, and anything around $4,000 I think is a win. I think that's probably what I'm in for it. So we'll see. Maybe it'll jump up. Maybe it'll get up to $3,000, a little bit over. But it's been a fun process. So no matter what, it's going to be a win. I got to share it with you guys, and my local area, it's really the vehicle market's pretty tough. I'm in a really small area. The county's less than 100,000 people, and so we just really don't have that big used car market here. And so what I'm most stoked about is it's going to go to somebody. I probably would be able to, actually, I don't know. If I used a reserve, I'd be able to decline it. But because I did a no reserve, I don't think I can decline it. Let me get live cracking over here on IG too. Clean my face grease off the camera. So I wanted to go no reserve just because it was kind of fun, just kind of a gamble. That E30 could go for way more on the East Coast. Probably. You know, who knows? But then again, it is a 318i, and it is a 3-speed automatic. It does have a lot of rust. And I've seen, you know, 325i's with manual transmissions sell for a lot more. So we'll see. All right, we're pretty well dialed in. We got the IG cracking over here. Let's go live on there. And we're just going to kick it. So whatever question you guys got, we're just going to hang out here and sort of watch this thing and jump on live for like an hour and hang out. Yo, what's up, Echo? Good to see you, bro. I'm going to be bouncing between YouTube and IG. Of course, you guys know YouTube is my home. YouTube is all my favorite people. But 45 minutes left, folks. 45 minutes. 42 minutes. So hopefully we get some cool dialogue going. Kick it. Ian, we are watching my E30 live auction close out on Bring a Trailer. So I just wanted to pop on here and hang out with you guys. And that way we can share the results together and see what this thing sells for. If you guys are curious or you haven't seen the listing, it's linked on my Instagram bio. It's also linked on my TikTok bio. And yeah, we got 42 minutes left on the auction. So 101 HP, your tires are safe, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's not a super strong car, but it's a great little daily driver. You know, the M10 engine has been in production since I think like the mid 1900s. I think they did like a 40-year run on that engine. And so I believe it's a cast iron block, cast iron head, which is always solid. Single overhead cam. So super simple, timing chain, not belt. And it's just a real tried and true BMW engine. The pros of the car, 65,000 miles, really low mileage. You can tell that by the interior. Can't tell that by the exterior of the body. The undercarriage definitely shows 65,000. And so we'll see. Someone can turn it into a nice, cool little grocery getter and a daily driver. Cast aluminum head. Thanks for the correction, Bimmer buddies. It's an engine that I'm really not that familiar with. It's a cast iron block though, right? Cast iron block on the M10. But yeah, it's the first time I've ever really jumped in on anything like that. I've done some work on the other older E60s, you know, a couple timing belt kits and some general repairs and maintenance and stuff like that. Didn't forget about the email. You know, it's a surprisingly peppy little engine though for just being a low 4-cylinder. If you wind it out and really get the RPMs up, the thing really does scoot. 3-speed automatic is totally unique though. You did the valve cover gasket and valve adjustment, yeah? Yes, I did. As far as all the jobs I've done to it, when I first got it, I replaced the battery. It had some real funky electrical stuff going on with low voltage, so replacing the battery really cleaned up the idle. Let's see, second things I did. I'm just trying to think of like what in series. It had a real like rough intermittent idle, and tried to play around with the timing. I smoked it, and I found a vacuum leak at the, yeah, you do have to have a deep pocket for some of those bring a trailer auctions. How to tell if the timing chain needs to be changed? Usually if it has slack or if it's making noise, or you know, you see any timing chain guide material in the pan. Reasons like that, really. So the first thing I did, replace the battery, then I smoked it to see if there's any vacuum leaks. And I found that the vacuum diaphragm for the vacuum advance of the distributor was leaking internally into the distributor. So I replaced the distributor, I replaced the vacuum advance, and then I started doing a bunch of work on the electronic fuel ignition, or electronic fuel injection. This car has some like really funky mid-80s fuel injection stuff. Maybe Bimmer Buddies knows a little bit more about it and you can shed some light on it. It's got modules all over the place. It's got an anti-ping relay. It's got another module inside the glove box. It's got another module on the firewall. It's got like stop sensors inside the throttle body too that needed adjusting with the butterfly valve and these little set screws. So I toyed around with a bunch of that. My buddy Rob's Weekend Garage, he's a fantastic BMW content creator. If you guys haven't seen him, he's new and up and coming, but he's cranking out multiple videos a week. He's buying flooded M3s and all kinds of cool Copart cars. And we're in contact all the time because he started right after I started my channel. So if you guys like my content, you should probably check out Rob's Weekend Garage too. Let's see, other than the electronic fuel ignition work, what else have we done? Pulled the valve cover. Valve train was a little bit noisy, so pulled the valve cover, polished that up. New gasket, adjusted all the valves for the valve train. Pulled the oil pan, resealed that with a new gasket, painted up the new pan. Then I did a video flushing all the fluids and replacing all the filters on that thing. So we serviced the rear differential. I dropped the pan, resealed it with a new gasket. What's up, Tommy? I saw you jump in here, dude. We did power steering flush with a new reservoir because all of us BMW folks usually know there's a filter built into the power steering reservoir. So we did that. Flushed the brake fluid, all fresh brake fluid. I replaced all 4 brake lines. There's 2 soft brake lines in the front, 2 soft brake lines in the rear. What else did we do? I rebuilt the rear drum brakes. We got new drums, new shoes, new hardware kits, new wheel cylinders. So the rear brakes are super dialed in. The front calipers are nice and free. The pads and rotors have plenty of life. Car comes with new engine mounts and new sway bar links that I haven't installed. It also comes with all 3 V-belts that can get installed. I replaced a couple of the vacuum lines in the engine bay. And let's see, what else did we do? I replaced the thermostat. We did a coolant flush on it. I replaced the starter. The starter was failing intermittently, so I got that swapped out, and it's been starting just seamlessly every single time. Pulled the seats out. Played around and lubricated the seat adjustment levers because those were getting a little sticky. A little bit of rust and humidity got down into the seat mechanisms. And pulled the gauge cluster out. We did a gauge cluster rebuild on it. We bought those new odometer gears and got the gauge cluster working and reading accurately again. Put a clay bar on it. Polished it. with a cutting compound, put a ceramic wax on it, Chemical Guy ceramic wax. Other than that, really haven't done too much. Gave it a nice, basic, simple detail on the inside. Nothing too crazy. Just vacked it out. The carpets and seats could still use fluid extraction. What's up, Timmy? Thanks for checking in from Arizona, brother. But yeah, honestly, I just want to move on from it because although I'm an E-chassis guy, the E30s are a little bit prior to when I started getting into the BMW industry. When I first started working at BMW shop in, let's see, what was it? Maybe 2014, 2013, 2014. Bread and butter is like E46s, E39s. Yeah, Timmy says the real auction starts in 25 minutes. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. Last 10 minutes, I'm hoping we'll get some activity. But yeah, like E46s, E39s, E36s, E60s, E90s. That's what I really learned to cut my teeth on. And those are my favorite BMWs. Those are the ones I still buy. I've owned an E39 540i. I've owned an E46 330i, another E46 330i, E90 335i, this E30. I owned an E60 530i. And so that's really like my favorite cars. A lot of people want me to work on F bodies and G, F chassis and G chassis. They're really expensive. And it's hard for me to find them on the cheap when I'm buying these cars with my own money. But E chassis cars are, plentiful. You can get them all over the place. And so I really like them. I love the M54. I love the N52. I love the M62 and the N62. N62 is a little bit more problematic, but the M62 is absolutely kick-ass. So those are the cars I'm probably going to want to try to stick with. They're the cars that I know the best. Those are the cars that I'll be able to pass any tips, tricks, and knowledge that I have from working on them over to you guys. Yeah, I do want to jump into some new stuff and play around with some new cars and maybe some things that I haven't worked on before, maybe like a B48. I heard lots of good things about them, but for now, the game plan is unload the E30, see what we can get for it. And honestly, I'd like to jump into an E36, maybe an E39, get into some chassis we haven't covered on the channel, maybe get into an E60. Those are definitely all on my radar. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what we can get for this thing. I think some of the budget's going to be going to tax time. I got my ass absolutely handed to me by the IRS this year. But that's what you get when you're self-employed. Current bid, $2,800, 34 minutes left, guys. It would be cool if we could green screen and put a background. We can. Oh, hell yeah, look at that YouTube green screen. Can we do it over here? Maybe. I don't think I have a green screen. I don't think I have a photo, though, to lay over on the green screen. Sorry, Instagram folks. Let me try to find a photo for my last live stream. We'll throw that in the background. But anyways, guys, I'm still down to answer some questions and still down to chop it up. Let me just find a nice image here. I think that image will work. Yeah. Boom. There we go. E30 sale. That works. Zico, what's up, bro? Fancy a trip to the UK to swap out the torque converter on my 330i Vert? I would love to go to the UK. Yeah, that would be awesome. If you have tools. If you have tools and like legit jack stands that could get us up, I had to use Harbor Freight jack stands, like I think it was like the 3-ton individual jack stands to do the torque converter last time. I had to get that car so high up. We could do it. You just got to have the right tools. Can't wait to see what it brings. Peace out. Good to see you, Tommy. Always great to see you, brother. Thanks for all the support as always. I love this green screen on the YouTube Live. This thing looks phenomenal. I can't see how many people are in here. Now I can with my hat, but I would totally go to the UK and help you swap out a torque converter. It would suck if we didn't have the right tools for it, and we're just fighting it and doing a gazillion runs to the parts store. But that'd be super cool. I would love to do travel like that. I think once we're financially capable, it would be awesome to... Hey, Timmy, you're right. We're at 29 hundo. Let's see who bid. Because I was getting an email. I was getting emails from a fella today who had a lot of questions. Ooh, by Nick B. You're new, dude. I love your YouTube channel. Will you be offering a smog certificate for California buyers? Absolutely. I actually already have one from last year, but I will get it smogged again. let me get this replied to real quick. And if you guys want to see it live, check out the Bring a Trailer listing. What's up, Dingleberry Perp? Absolutely. I have a smog cert from the end of last year, but I'd be more than happy to get a more recent cert done for this sale to cover California buyers. It's been really cool though. A bunch of you guys have been popping into the comment section and dropping comments for me and just, you know, probably helping push it out to the Bring a Trailer algorithm a little bit. So I'm super grateful for you guys. All right, Spoilt Graham says, can I please have any advice from E46 owners on how to keep the longevity of the E46 325i motor? Dylan says, love your channel. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate you, Dylan. Spoilt Graham on Instagram Live. Steady oil changes. Every 5 to 7K, full synthetic, European spec oil max. Honestly, the rotating assembly on those cars are bulletproof. So consistent oil changes. Fix all the coolant leaks. Coolant leaks are the Achilles heel of the M54 engine. If you overheat it, you really have a high chance of warping the head or causing head gasket issues. So cooling system maintenance, cooling system repairs, buying a cooling system pressure tester, properly diagnosing it, and properly repairing it for all your different leaks. That's going to be your biggest saving grace for that car. Other than that, don't redline it. Do steady oil changes. And things should run forever. I love the M54. Albert on Instagram says, you missing being a firefighter? Yes, I miss it all the time. I miss it all the time, man. But I would never want to give up the schedule and the lifestyle that I have now from doing content to go back to the fire service. I miss it. I miss my crew. I miss my people. I miss getting in the shit. I miss swinging hand tools, fighting fire, getting after it, the camaraderie, the meals, the shit talk. But I got my dog now. I got Sage, and I can't go on a 30-day fire assignment in the summertime and have my dog, my girlfriend, and my chickens here at home. My relationship will fail. She won't be my dog anymore. And so, honestly, the pay wasn't worth it too. By the end of 4 years, I was making $16.66 an hour working for the state of California. And honestly, it's just gross. It's not cool. They need to pay wildland firefighters much more money, especially our brothers and sisters in the Forest Service. They need a lot more money too. So I really do miss it though. I think one day when I have some more time and financially I'm in the right place, I'd like to volunteer for volunteer fire department. Where guy from says 3LFEH. I am from Northern California. I'm originally from Orange County, born and raised down in Southern California. And then recently moved up to very, very north tip of Northern California to take a job with CAL FIRE a couple years ago. And I fell in love with it and I've been up here since. I love E91s. First responder schedule is no joke. Props on finding something better for your home life. Appreciate that, man. Absolutely. Yeah, it was a grind, you know? That job beat me down. It really, really beat me down. It's really hard to keep spirits high when you're missing your family, missing everything at home. But it's been a grind. I have to admit, content creation has not been easy. It took like everything that I had at the very beginning to keep wanting to keep going. And, you know, I drained my bank accounts down to the last penny. And I'm slowly starting to build it back up. And I'm finally starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. Thanks to all you guys for supporting me through Instagram and through YouTube. We're finally starting to get some traction. We went from 5,000 followers on Instagram this last month to 194,000, which is absolutely unbelievable. I've been just absolutely blown away by the support, everybody on there, and just, you know, reciprocating and supporting the channel. And so, I feel like we can finally make this thing happen. I feel like we can finally do it. We got Rob in here. Hey, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it. Rob, what's cracking, dude? Rob's been more invested in this auction than I have. No, I'm just kidding. I've been watching it like a hawk too, but I got off the golf course yesterday and Rob's Weekend Garage over here in the YouTube chat, he was like, bro, you got 4 new bids. I got off the golf course. I was like, yo, let's go. So, hey, Kelly, how are you? Great to see you in here. Thanks for popping in. We got the closing 26 minutes on my BMW live auction on bringatrailer.com. So we're hanging out in here in live. This is my girlfriend's mom over here on Instagram Live. That's awesome. Great to see you, Kelly. I hope you had a good time in Florida. But yeah, I'm super excited. Did the Golf Channel start? Kevin says, nope. I'd love for it to, but you know, I'm really hesitant to pull steam away from. I'm really hesitant to pull steam away from the BMW side of the DIY channel and put a lot of time and energy over into golf. One day I'll be able to find a balance, but as of right now, I really want to keep the foot hard down on the accelerator and really see where we can get with this program by the end of the year. So I do still love playing golf. I'd say it's the biggest love of my life as far as recreation goes right now. But one day we'll be able to put some more content out there. Maybe we can do a little hybrid, make a little secondary channel. We can do that fun stuff on there. I golf once or twice a week. Hell yeah, Timmy. I love it. I just played a beautiful course in Brookings, Oregon yesterday with a couple of my buddies called Salmon Run. And I shot a 92. It was the lowest round of my life. I shot 4 pars and a birdie. I drove the green on a drivable par 4, carried it like 245 yards and missed my eagle putt. Hit the pin. AJ says, my BMW E46 keep on misfiring at higher PMs. Fix vacuum leaks, change CCV, all plugs, all coils are fine. Change the fuel pump. Any suggestions? Misfiring, high RPM. It's kind of hard to say. Is it a cylinder-specific misfire? Because if you have a cylinder-specific misfire, it gives you something to work off, right? Let's say you got cylinder number 2. So you address plugs and coils. As long as you use a reputable brand plugs and coils, that should cover a lot. But if you have like a cylinder 2 misfire, pull the fuel rail, pull the injectors, clean out the O-rings, lubricate them nice, swap 2 and 3, go drive it, get it to act up again and see if it follows. This Instagram chat notifies me when people come in and out. It's so much harder to keep up with. My best round is 67 for 9 holes. You had me in the first half, bro. You had me in the first half. But yeah, I absolutely love the game of golf. You know, it's you're only playing against yourself. You're playing against yourself, and there's nobody else to get angry at. You don't have a team to blame. You know, you don't have a team to blame. You don't have conditions to blame. It's just, you know, the best thing. The best effort that you can put forward. You hit a shitty shot, you know, there's nobody you can complain to. Just do better and hit the next good ball. What's up, Gerardo? Thanks for popping in. Rob's Weekend Garage over here bumping this info to the Instagram chat says misfiring and stumbling under load can be fuel delivery issues. So it is very well possible. My favorite way to really diagnose misfires is to really hit like that low RPM heavy load range. Like anytime I was trying to diagnose plugs or coils or a misfire on any cylinder, I like to get onto you know, a freeway on-ramp and just really hammer down on the gas and really try to put like that real heavy load in at like that 2,500, 3,000 RPM range. $3,000, we're up. We got a new bid placed by Unrivaled Concepts. All right, Nick B says, as far as the AC system, I can't remember if you mentioned in your videos if you pulled a vacuum to confirm there's no leaks. We got to reply to this. I haven't pulled vacuum on the AC system. Haven't had it evacuated, vacuumed, or charged. It may just need a simple recharge. What did we used to call it? It may just evac and recharge. That should work. Sick! John Daly goat. John Daly is a goat. What's your thoughts, bro? Automotive degree or certificate? So Bender says it. YouTube certification is free. To be honest with you, I'm not a college guy. I take this with a grain of salt. I personally don't believe in the diagnosis, but I was originally diagnosed when I was young with ADD and ADHD. I had a really hard time focusing, really hard time sitting still in seats in classrooms. I'm not made for class. I'm not made for a classroom setting. But once I found automotive in high school, it captured my attention, and it was actually something that I wanted to pay attention to. It was actually something that I wanted to study, and I wanted to learn more. Um, and so even getting into the fire service, a lot of people were like, oh, you should have a 4-year degree. It's going to make you a lot more competitive. There was no 4-year degree that I really wanted to specialize in. And personally, I think that you can achieve so much without certifications, without college. I think ASE certifications are super valuable when you're in the shop space, but I think you can absolutely get into speaking just for the automotive industry, you can absolutely get into the automotive industry and get a very good paying job without a college degree. I think it all comes down to just your learning style. If you're a classroom type learner, hell yeah, get into the classroom. I took college classes at Saddleback College for various automotive courses. If that's your style, get after it, because you just want to tailor however you learn to how you learn best. I'm a hands-on guy. If someone shows me how to do something once, I can watch it, I can help, and I can do it with them. That's the best way for me to learn. If someone walks me through it and I can do it, I'll remember it for the rest of my life. But if I have to read it in a book, I'm never going to remember it. I'm in the degree program, but the thing is, I got some not so good info from the doctor, and I'm thinking of changing it. Sorry to hear that, Echo. I hope everything's okay. I would say, whatever makes you happy in that current situation, if you feel like you need to put your attention elsewhere in your life right now, I think that's okay. And I think you should follow your gut. And I think you should just sort of follow your heart in that situation. You can always go back, right? And you'll probably have credits so you can pick back up on. So if you do need to make an audible and you do need to mix things up in your life right now, like, that's okay. There is no perfectly straight line for all of us to follow in life. Life is ridiculous, dude. We don't get an instruction manual. There is no repair instructions that we get to follow on how the hell to do life. And sometimes life is just brutal, and it just deals us super shitty cards. And so I always try to remind myself to just not follow what other people are doing and think that I have to follow that same path, or compare myself to them, which is just so easy to do in today's current generation with social media and everything else like that. But just do what you think is best for you at the time, What's up, David? He says, just tuning in. How's the auction going? How much time is left before you settle on the winner? We got 18 minutes left. We just had a new bid come in. We're up to $3,000, which I'm super stoked about. Seems like we got a couple people that are super interested, so I'm hoping we get a little bit of a bidding war here. 18 minutes, 35 seconds left. So we're hoping for good things. This time frame up here in the YouTube live stream is not correct. Mario's in the live chat on Instagram. What's happening, Mario? Yeah, 18 minutes, 20 seconds left, $3,000. Not too bad. Purchased for $2,500 2 years ago, sitting for 4 years, engine bays filled with pine needles. Car wasn't running, battery was completely flat. We were able to fire it up with a jump. Gerardo, yes, I would love a new project. A 2002 325i sounds sick. Convertible would be really fun too. If you wouldn't mind, Gerardo, if you're down to shoot me an email at dayoffdiy@gmail.com, we can chat some more, because I don't want to lose your contact info in the live stream. But yeah, shoot me an info. I'd love to hear some more and hear what's cracking with you, and we could even do a video together if you wanted to do that. So yeah, 2 years ago we bought this thing for $2,500. I'd say I've probably put $1,500 in parts. $200 for a starter, $200 for a battery. I put 2 distributors in it. One distributor I put in it, and then over time it was just making like this intermittent groaning noise. And as I was hearing it groan, my throttle would start fluctuating. So I put another distributor in it, and this distributor's been great. But we did all the fluids, AMSOIL engine flush, power steering flush with new filter, brake flush, transmission service, resealed the pan, new gasket, differential service, coolant flush. We did every single fluid. Honestly, I really like that video. That video didn't get as much attention as I thought it would, but It's a great video if you want to just learn about each individual system, the cooling system, power steering, bleeding it, brake fluid, all that stuff. And I was really happy with that one. Austin on Instagram says, honestly, thanks for creating E90 content. I learned how to work on my M4 starting with a POS 328XI with 182 kilometers. Now she's at 263. Hell yeah. That is awesome. Thanks for the support, man. What's the worst repair you ever did on a BMW? That is a good question. I'm sure Mario in the Instagram chat was probably around when I had to. Turbos on the N54 can be probably a big pain in the ass. Honestly, I think anything working on the N63 is pretty brutal. I don't know if Mario's in here still. He could confirm, but the upper oil pans on the N63, I think, started to leak a lot, and it's pretty well involved, and it's kind of a real pain in the ass. That's kind of hard to say. There's so many different pain in the ass jobs. I think the upper oil pan maybe on the N63. The N62 valve guide seals was super labor intensive, but it was actually kind of fun. You know, Gerardo, I actually like window regulators. I think it's because I've done so many of them. They're kind of fun. The E36 ones suck. Mario agrees. N63s are not fun. No, I don't like N63s. You know, they're just... I feel for all the people that are in the chats that do have an N63, but between the turbos and the heat-soaked valley and the plastic coolant lines and the injectors and the valve guide seals and the oil leaks and the upper oil pan gaskets, they are so labor intensive and they're brutal. Just that entire heat-soaked valley on that V8. Just getting access to anything, even just doing the belt on the N63 is an absolute righteous pain in the ass. N54s are a little bit problematic too. You know, they are a little bit high maintenance, but once you do them, you sort of understand them a little bit more. And if you need to go to anything on the passenger side of the engine or do turbos, just drop the subframe, get it out of the way, and it's a lot easier to work on. But the N54s are kind of a pain. The N54s are kind of a pain in the ass. 14 minutes left. Let's go. You should do a video on the GM5 module. To be honest with you, bro, I don't even know what a GM5 module is, but we're going to Google it right now. Interesting. What I do need to do soon is my E46, I cannot connect to ISTA, and I can't connect to the DME. I can do it with like a basic scan tool, but I can't connect to ISTA. I can't connect to more complex scan tools. There's something blocking the communication between the OBD2 connector and the vehicle. And it's driving me crazy because I can't get in and read DSC faults. And I have an issue with my DSC right now. And I hate seeing the dash lit up like a Christmas tree. Here we go, Rob. GM5 module controls many of the accessory functions of the car. Door locks, windows, they can go bad, but there's people out there who fix them. Okay, so it's definitely one of those, you know, little unique pain in the ass modules that are still repairable like the FRMs. David says, I still need to download an ISTA file law. Any advice? I've been working with a guy right now, and he's going to be over in our Discord chat real soon, and he's actually going to be setting up a service. He's from Czechoslovakia, and he's going to be able to do remote installation for ISTA for you guys, and he's also going to be selling the connections that you'll need in order to get connected with your car. He's also going to be helping with like installation of Tool 32 and doing a lot of different remote work as well. So we'll have that up and running hopefully soon within the next week or two over on the Discord server, and he can help out because I'm an absolute caveman when it comes to computers, so I'm not going to be able to provide any help on the ISTA installation side of things. I had a dude remote into my laptop and load it all on there for me, uploaded all the files, did all that stuff. I'm not capable of it. I just know how to do repairs and maintenance of the jobs that I've done before. I'm not even that good at electrical diagnosis, but I'm always willing to learn, and I think that's the most important. New question on the auction. Let's go check it out. Maybe it's Nick again. Thanks for the heads up, Rob. I got to keep focused on this. We got 11 minutes, 45 seconds. What are the condition of the tires? Drive it down to SoCal safely. Nick B. Condition of the tires is they are, I forget how old they are. I think they're like 2015, maybe 2012. 10 plus years old, showing signs of micro cracks on the sidewalls and should be replaced due to age before long distance driving. Vehicle does have a full-size spare. I covered that pretty well in the walk around video as well, and it's documented in the listing too, so hopefully that helps. But yeah, I know a lot of you guys want ISTA. It's an amazing tool to have. I was introduced to it when I was working with Mario over here in the Instagram chat. And luckily I learned how to use it over there. I mean, it's a great resource to have, but it's definitely not the end all be all. I think you can do a lot of ISTA comparable functions with higher end scan tools, and they're just really starting to get cheaper and cheaper. I just recently bought like a top-down OBD2 plugin, and it just connects remotely to an app on my phone, and the capabilities in there are pretty impressive. You know, I'm pretty sure you can even like input the numbers for injectors. What's the term called again? The compensation something? Diago D-Max, Dix-Max. Brother, you need to have an M57, diesel power. What a perfect motor. Honestly, from what I saw when I worked at the shop, the M57 seemed like a solid motor. Super strong, fuel efficient, didn't leak that much, but the diesel exhaust fluid system is brutal. Lots of issues with that diesel exhaust fluid system. If I lived outside California and I could buy one and then gut the DEF system, I probably would, but we'll see. Once I have some more funds that I can start throwing at some cars in the future, we'll graduate from this. No, you can't delete in Cali. Agreed. Bender says Top Don Phoenix Max is S tier. So if you guys are looking for an ISTA comparable scan tool, I've seen a lot of really good options out there, and I think they're starting to get more and more affordable. So keep that in mind. But no, you can't really fuck with emission stuff in California unless you want a lot of, unless you want a lot of trouble with it. But I assume I'll probably live in a more smog-friendly state, emissions-friendly state in the future, and we'll be able to play around with those. But for right now, honestly, I gotta keep the costs on vehicles cheap so I can keep buying them and keep making content for you guys. I mean, first BMW I got $500. Second E46 I got $500. E30 I got $2,500, and the E90 I got for free. So we are only in $3,500 on purchase price on vehicles for 4 BMWs so far. And so we're doing pretty damn good. I don't have the money to throw out, $5,000-$6,000 purchase price. The ultimate end goal, E39 M5. Full restoration on it. Interior out, pull the engine, go through it completely, get it super, super bitchin'. That's the goal. E39 M5 will be the end goal for this channel, absolutely. Ed is the man. Ed is the man. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that video. That video is starting to get some more steam, and we're starting to get a lot of views on it. So super cool to see. $500. Wow, you got a 4-leaf clover or something. We got 2 4-leaf clovers. Honestly, that's the best vehicles that I bought so far. The best BMW I think I've had was the one we sold to Daniel in Texas in that YouTube video. That thing was so dialed in by the time he picked that car up. I really, really enjoyed that car. I really like the wheels that were on it too. Yeah. 7 minutes, still at $3,000. I think things will pick up a little bit more as we start to get a little bit closer. Rob, does the auction bump out when people make bids closer to the time? Or does it stay running and people just got to get them in while they can and try to jump people on the last bid? I feel like it would extend because then someone can just get a lucky click. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Who knows? As long as I'm done by 3 o'clock, I got to do some training. I'm volunteering for a program up here called Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I just became a big, like in the movie Role Models. It's not court mandated though. I think that movie was court mandated, but I just met this awesome young kid here in the community. He's 12 years old. He's interested in wanting to learn how to work on cars and play golf. He likes sports and fishing, and he's trying to learn how to hunt. So I got to do my training so I can be a certified big, and we're gonna get some cool hang time in with him. Maybe he wants to make a YouTube video one day, because he was super interested in the fact that I did YouTube for a living. What auction are you using? We are on bringatrailer.com. So if you go on bringatrailer.com, type 1984 BMW 318i, you should see the auction right up at the top. It's a no reserve bid. Rob kicked us off at $318 for the first bid. It's been running for 6, almost 7 days, and we're at $3,000. So hopefully we can hit $4,000. I think that would be sick. Mr. D Audi says this is fake. There is nothing fake about the Day Off DIY YouTube channel, my friend. This is the real deal. Planning on doing timing chain guides on F30 soon? Any advice? I've never done timing chain guides on an F30. What engine do you have in the F30? And maybe we can help you with some information. What auction are you using? Yeah, bringatrailer.com. For sure, do I need a dealer's license? Nope. It is just, customer bought. No dealer's license needed. AGS Sal, no dealer's license needed. Yeah. Nope, you are good. Why I cannot joy? I no understand, Mr. D Audi. 4 minutes, 50 seconds, no new bids yet, but we will see. Habib, I think you can totally buy from the UK. You just have to handle shipping from California to the UK. I'm not familiar with the process, but maybe somebody is. Yeah, shipping would be an animal. It would be super gnarly. But yeah, I was getting an email earlier from a gentleman. He was asking about VIN verification. I know how goes this deal in EU. I don't know about the EU, my friend, but Bring a Trailer is a super reputable auction site. There's millions of dollars worth of cars sold on here every year. And I'm really happy to be selling on it too, because I know that this car is going to go to a good home. It's going to be, hey, did you post links to the auction on other platforms? I did. It's in my Instagram bio and it's in my TikTok bio. A fun fact, brother, I'm from Portugal. One simple E30 18i is like 10K with a lot of miles. That's crazy. Mr. D Audio, send a request. Sorry, Mr. D. We're too close. Bro, get out of here, Mr. D. Let's get you out of here. I don't like your comments. You're kind of a buster trying to join the live, calling it fake. 3 minutes left. We are getting closer. Anyways, as I was saying before I got distracted, new bid from Nikki B, $3,100. 3 minutes left. Let's go. Any experience with N55 overboosting? No, not personally. I have done some turbo replacements on N55s. Potential stuck wastegate. I know those have the electronic wastegate actuators, not like the pneumatic ones from the N54s. So I don't know. Maybe you could pull that out. Maybe you can find a test function to where you can go through it and play around with it. Habib says, I just saw your channel. I'm proud of humanity. I just saw your giveaway. That E90, such a hero. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. That was a dream of mine to give a car away on the channel. And that's not the end of it. I still am going to give free cars away on the channel. I just need to have the financial ability to do so. And I promise with you guys, as long as I see success, I will pass that success off to you guys. So my next game plan for a giveaway is once we hit 100K on YouTube, we're going to be giving away another car. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it'll be one of my cars I currently have. Maybe it'll be the E90. Maybe it'll be the E46 5-speed. Maybe we'll go out and buy a car and we'll do it on a completely new car, completely different platform. But definitely want to give more cars away. I want to be able to give back. So that's the goal. We got a minute and 45 seconds left. Current bid, $3,100. Johnny Tweed, what's happening, Johnny? Great to see you, man. You jumped in at the perfect time. E91 is my vote, says Bender. I would love an E91. We're actually going to be having an E91 on the channel soon. My game plan is to do the oil pan gasket, and it's an X drive. So we're going to be able to cover the entire X drive oil pan gasket job on an N52. A lot of people have been asking for X drive content because they want to see a how-to on the oil pan gasket. It's very labor intensive. It's usually about 10, 11 hours. So I'm excited for that one. All right, 1 minute left, $3,100. Let's see if we can get any extra bids in. You know, I'm somewhat happy with $3,100. It's a little bit lower than I probably would have sold for private party, but it's been fun. It's been a fun experience. Habib, yeah, I pretty much do specialize in BMW. It's kind of what I know best. I'm definitely no master technician by any means, but I do know a good little bit about e-chassis cars. Are you ever going to work on an E36 on the channel? Absolutely, I would love to. Ooh, we got a new bid. We're bumped back up to 2 minutes. $3,200. Who's our new highest bidder? We have a new high bid from Unrivaled Concepts. He's still in here. He still wants the car. Let's see what's going to happen between Nick B, Unrivaled. We also have some other bidders from back in the day. Edward with a million J's. Rudy 2 is still interested. And then we have another gentleman that emailed me earlier. I think he's still interested in the car. Let's see, what was his name? Show more. Awesome. We're creeping up. Can you post a buyer's guide for the E92 2012 coupe in the future? You know, it's going to be hard to do a buyer's guide specifically on the E92. I think we cover something like an E90. It's going to cover all the points that you need. There's really not that much difference between an E90 and an E92. So as long as we cover the engine and we cover some of the common things on the exterior, I think that should pretty much cover all the questions that you're looking for. Hey, by the way, there isn't really detailed videos about the N52 lifter or valve stem seal replacement wink. I've never done valve stem seals on the N52. If anything, honestly, if I had a car that needed valve stem seals, I would probably pull the cylinder head and send it out. But that's good to know. I have done lifters on, we got a fresh bidder. Ooh, we're at 34 hundo. Let's go. So we jumped up 2 here. What we got? Rafael Fuentes, brand new bidder jumping in. Haven't seen that name before. Unrivaled Concept bounces back with a 3,400 bid. Nikki B jumps back with the 3,550 bid, almost to 3,600. Let's go. This is exciting, folks. This is exciting. I will, let's see. You guys prefer the front camera or do you want to see the screen? Do you want to see computer screen or would you rather see my ugly face? Holy smokes is right, Bender. This is exciting. This is the most excitement I've felt in a long time. I'm just kidding. Maybe yesterday when I hit a really good golf shot, that was pretty damn exciting. But this is pretty exciting too. Bring a Trailer Magic is in full effect today. Dennis is right. Almost at my $4,000 goal. Honestly, I think that's a really good goal to hit. I'd be very happy with that. And so, honestly, I think someone is getting a fantastic car for $4,000. Instagram's getting low on battery here, so we might have to kick off here in a minute. We're getting caffeinated. We got the yerba mate flowing. Whoa! New bid, $3,650. 2 minutes on the auction. Let's go. That's putting a smile on my face. Timmy says I sold my Toyota truck on Bring a Trailer for $30K. That is nuts. Must have been a nice Toyota. Habib says, you were such a great guy. See you getting more popular. Keep it up, man. I'm logging. See you soon. Thanks for jumping in, Habib. Appreciate the support. Thanks for the nice comment. And hope to see you on future lives in the future. I'll look for your name in the comments too. Awesome. This is going really good, guys. To be honest, I was a little demoralized when we were stuck at like 2,200 for a couple days. None of my shit boxes are Bring a Trailer worthy. I tell you what, Bender, I am in the same boat. None of my cars are Bring a Trailer worthy either. Maybe my diesel truck if I had it cleaned up. We got a new bid, $3,777. Let's see who's bidding over here. We got a bit of a battle here going on between Unrivaled Concepts and Nick B. We got another bid for $3,900 by Unrivaled Concepts. Bouncing back. We're almost at the 4K mark. Let's go, guys. Honestly, I only really wanted to put this car on here because I know that it's truly a gem. Like, yes, the exterior is a little rough, but it's a true 65,000 mile car. The interior shows it, the engine shows it, and the unibody shows it. I have not hid anything. I've showed every single issue. I've showed my frustrations. I've showed my problems. I've showed my repairs on the YouTube channel. If you watch the series, you would know. This car beat me up. I really struggled to get all these little gremlins fixed in the electrical and with the electronic fuel injection. But with the support of Rob's Weekend Garage hooking me up with some of those parts and doing a little bit more troubleshooting, playing around with the idle, getting this thing to pass smog, I still think it's a fantastic deal at $3,900 at $4,000. So can you transfer the vintage California plates located in Irvine, California? Plates are going with the car. So it's going to get the plates. It's going to get the Beverly Hills BMW license plate frame to go with it. So, yeah, everything's coming with the car. And it's getting a trunk load full of spare parts. We have the old starter. We have the old distributors. We have engine mounts, sway bar links. We have the old thermostat. We have a spare DME. We have a spare idle control valve. We have spare fuel injection modules. Like, this thing practically has, we have a spare airflow meter. 4K, let's go, boys. 4K, yeah. This thing has so many parts that go with it. It's practically like an entire fuel injection system that's going with the car. Rob really hooked me up on this one. So if I can repay the favor in any small way, you guys like my channel, check out Rob's Weekend Garage. He's absolutely crushing it. This flooded M3 Copart series that he's got going on has been a really fun watch, and he's doing some really cool stuff. So make sure to check out Rob's Weekend Garage. He's in the chat over here on the YouTube Live. 1 minute left, $4,000 bid. Let's see who the hot bidders are here going on. Gerardo, let's mofo go. You think the bidders are watching the live? They might be. Who knows? I thought maybe I'd jump on just in case they would be, but it's possible that they're watching the live. Looks like Nick B really wants this thing. Sounds like he's in California too. Slap some fresh tires on it and go on an adventure of your life, driving this thing back down the 101 highway through the Redwoods, through the Avenue of the Giants, and get this thing to your new home. I think it'd be great. I think you could even get there on the old tires too, but I've been a little hesitant for longer drives on this thing just because the tires are a little bit older. $4,000 is a win though, dude. Mad says, guys, thumbs up on the stream. 20 seconds left. Wiring solid, no remnants of mice? Nope, wiring is solid. We got 9, 8, 7, 6. New bid, 41 hundo. Unrivaled Concepts is not out of this thing. Dang. I thought that was the one, but Unrivaled just jumped it back in at the buzzer. Dang, that was close. Holy cow. Guys, I'm going to bring Instagram live over here, and I'll let you guys, because you guys are just staring at nothing. There we go. New bid. New bid placed by Unrivaled Concepts. $4,100. Minute 20 left on the clock. Lol, this is the best stream of the day. Dude, it's fun. It's super fun watching this thing live. Super fun. Bro, I appreciate it. I am definitely not the GOAT though, you know. Just a dude trying to pass off some information and teach you guys a little bit about BMWs that I learned over the years. And, you know, there's so many times that you guys don't see that I'm calling Rob with Rob's Weekend Garage, asking him questions. I'm like, hey, you ever seen this? I'm calling my buddy Mario, who's working at the BMW shop down in Irvine. I'm like, hey, dude, I got this problem. Like, what do you think's going on with this? You know, I'm seeing this vacuum reading at the valve cover. What do you think? And so, you know, I just try to make as educated guesses as possible. And of course, sometimes diagnosing isn't guessing, right? You're putting a lot of work into it and you're trying to figure out what the exact issue is. But having a, dude, Nick is making us sweat. Having a support system and having homies in the industry that you can call on is a super big deal for automotive. You know, sometimes you run into some really unique situations. 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Checking for last second bids. And we are sold to Unrivaled Concepts for $4,100. Congratulations, Unrivaled Concepts. That is a win. We broke the 4K mark. That was my target. 4K was good. 4K was good. I was asking 5 and 6 earlier, and I was like, nah, you know, that's a little much, but it is over, folks. 4,100 to Unrivaled Concepts. Right here. Let's go. Oh, I can't show you guys because the green screen. Anyways, 4,100. I'm going to stay on YouTube with you guys for a sec, but Instagram, it's been great. It's been real. If you guys want to join in on the part 2 of the live and chop it up for a little bit longer, we'll be on YouTube Live. Come find us in the real zone. We like to hang out with the YouTube homies the most. You guys are the diehards. We all know that. Just subbed to Rob's Weekend Garage. Looks good, bro. Thanks for jumping over there, Bender. He's the man. Johnny Tweed, it's so good to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well. Jixer says, I'm in Irvine. Can you suggest a local shop? I do all my own work, but use Garagistic for local custom bushing. So the guys over at Irvine Motor Work are all the coworkers that I used to work at in a shop called Coast Motor Work in Orange County. We had a location in Irvine, Costa Mesa, Rancho Santa Margarita, and Huntington Beach. Those guys left and formed Irvine Motor Work in Irvine. So they're one of the people that I go down and collaborate with a little bit. The owner and service writer, John, is stellar. Master Tech Mario. They have another technician, Jorge. They're great dudes, super stand-up people. So if you guys need a good shop in Orange County, which is where I'm from, it's where I grew up, Irvine Motor Work. Irvine Motor Work is the place. Tell them that I sent you over there too. Tell them that you're a viewer on the channel, and they should take real good care of you. But I'm in constant contact with those guys all the time. Man, I feel like you should have fetched more considering its mileage alone. Great buy at 4,100. I get that, but it's got a lot of rust. It's got a lot of exterior rust. I did the best that I could to show all of it in videos, but I think it's a fair price. I think all in all, the owner should be happy with the condition of the car at 4,100. I'm happy with getting 4,100 cash for it. Plus, shipping is on them. They got to come, bring a trailer, come pick this up. You know what I mean? Gerardo, I have to get back to work. Alec, congrats again. Keep an eye out for my email regarding the Convert E46. Thanks for tuning in, Gerardo. Great to see you, man. And yeah, I'll when I get into my emails today, I'll shoot you a message back. All right. But no, 4,100. I think I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I would have taken 4K cash if anybody would have approached me locally, and so that's awesome. Let's see here. We got to take a look. Clive says, just want to say thank you for all your great content, Alec. I must have watched everything E46 and others. Thanks so much, Clive. We all love the E46s. I'm just glad that I can pass some knowledge over to you guys and encourage you and show you a little bit to tackle some of these repairs yourself, right? Because that's all it's about, just getting a little bit of confidence built up on these new jobs, having a video that you can follow and walk through. Maybe it's valve cover, or maybe it's, you know, radiator and upper hoses, and then next thing you know, you're feeling a little more confident. You're ready to tear the intake manifold off and start tearing into those water pipes and things like that. And then maybe one day you're pulling transmissions out and doing clutches and shit like that. So that's what it's all about. Awesome. And also, Rob, who I see is here, I envy both of your garages. I hope you get the garage of your own one day, Clive. So let's take a look here. I'm going to pop off this green screen and let's take a look at the Bring a Trailer listing website together, because this is a first time for me. Sit tight while Unrivaled Concepts decides how to complete the transaction. If they select Bring a Trailer verified checkout, our partner Caramel will email you a link to receive payments and sign documents. Process involves providing a few photos, signing the sales docs, linking bank account. I'll mail the title to them. They'll provide temporary registration. And cool. So upon receipt of the title, we'll immediately disperse the full payment. The vehicle is picked up before we receive the title or the sale. So in the first half, as soon as the title is delivered, we immediately pay the remaining funds. Echo says, like I said last stream, I'm a big Jam guy, but you make great BMW content, so I'm hooked. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I assume you're trying to say JDM instead of Jam, but I'm a big Jam guy too. Boysenberry, Blackberry, all that good stuff. Rob, do we press checkout? If you come help me organize the garage, I might let you take a souvenir. Yeah, you give them a 10 millimeter socket. JDM as fuck. What's up, Vegeta? Good to see you in here, dude. Rob, do you normally press the checkout button here when you're done? I think so. I mean, it can't hurt, right? Let's click it. Boy, that was fun, though. That was fun watching that thing jump up. This guy says, this channel makes me want a BMW wagon. I think we all want a BMW wagon. Oh, I thought you'd done Bring a Trailer before. It's a bit of a trip from the south coast of England. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. If I ever travel over to England, I'm definitely going to put something out in the community notes. And I would love to travel and be able to meet viewers as I'm traveling around, you know. Say I go over to the UK. Who's in the UK? We'll link up. We can do dinner. We can do drinks. I want the locals to be able to show me around, you know? All right, so I got to do a checkout process here. Vehicle, make, model, payment, identity. I hope Unrivaled Concepts is excited. I'm excited for them. It's going to be really cool. Sick. Vehicle price, $4,100. You will be paid $4,100. All right, cool. Pull us a pint of the dark stuff, landlord. This has got me excited to get my E46 touring on Bring a Trailer. Black on brown, 5-speed with no rust. Sounds like a really good candidate for it. Let's get connected on Plaid. This is cool. I think they make this quite simple. Get a little code to the phone. Thanks for tuning in with me today, guys. This has been a lot of fun. Thanks for sharing this with me. You guys have been invested and you guys have been, you know, following along this whole way. I just finally stopped dragging my feet on getting this damn car sold, you know? I was going to sell it locally, but like I've said before, the market here, it's not like I'm over in Rob's neck of the wood and outskirts of Atlanta, you know. I'm in the boonies. I'm in probably one of the most remote parts of Northern California. I'm 4.5 hours north of San Francisco. And there's like nobody around here. Biggest town is like 20,000 people. And so it just doesn't make sense to sell cars here locally, especially ones that are relatively collectible, like this E30, you know. People are buying these E30s because they want to save them. They want to preserve them. Johnny Tweed says, I have two 2001 BMW 325 wagons for sale. Package deal. What do you want for your cars, Johnny? And why don't you drop a location for us in the chat? Maybe we got some people that would be interested. I forget where you were telling me you were from. I know it's somewhere East Coast, maybe south, southeast. Before signing your documents, the buyer must complete the identity step. We have notified the buyer. We'll inform you once they complete this process. You may also contact the buyer directly to encourage them to complete it properly. Okay, cool. So now I'm just here, and all I have to do is sign, and the buyer has to go through and do the identity stuff. Okay, cool. See anything else before sign? Okay, cool. So it's just gonna make me wait. That's all good. That is all good, folks. But guys, 4,100 bucks. Let's go. Let's go. Sadly, a lot of the funds are going to taxes. Honestly, I should be putting all the funds to taxes, but we'll figure it out. 4K for both. One of them is an XI, both silver, North Carolina. How far is North Carolina from Georgia's? Pretty close, right? Rob, maybe you should tie in with Johnny Tweed. Not a bad move. Let's see, how much time do I have left before my training today? In other news, I got some cool new projects coming out. We're going to be doing a complete, maybe once you clear out the M3. Johnny, are they both running? Both your E46s? I would love to come out there and hang out with you, Johnny, and check out the cars. Maybe even load up a trailer and bring them home, you know what I mean? But I just don't have the funds right now, and that'd be a long haul. That's awesome that Nick is a supporter of the YouTube channel, and he was bidding on this thing hot. That is really cool. Just the support I've had from you guys throughout this whole process. It's been so fun. What an exciting process watching this bid go up. North Carolina. That'd be a trek. Rob's pretty damn close though, but Rob's got BMWs coming out of his ears. He knows how to buy them, and he's not selling them fast enough. He's got too many to part out and to keep dealing with. But as far as projects coming up, I'm going to do a headlight restoration on the E90. Pull the bumper, start playing around with the adaptive headlight warning, restore the headlights. Echo says, as much as you don't want to accept it, bro, you are the GOAT. Maybe one day, my friend. Maybe one day, but we got a long ways to go, my man. I'll tell you what, you are the GOAT of YouTube live stream commenters. I'll tell you that. The $275 330 Ci shell is going to scrap tomorrow. Awesome. You should get good scrap money for it. I got rid of a E39 shell. I think we got $300 for it. I think you'd probably get $250 maybe. That'd be nice. And you're starting to make some money on YouTube. Let's go. Rob, are you available for a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet once I'm done with my training around like maybe 4 o'clock, 4:30? So it'd be 3 hours later your time, 7:30. Just curious. If you are, let me know. I want to do that Canva Google Meet with you if you're available. We could talk about thumbnails. Blue Saber, what's up, dude? We just finished the live auction. The E30 sold for $4,100 to Unrivaled Concepts. Dang, Ozzy says he only got $70 for his E46 shell. I guess it depends on what the cost is right now and what they're paying for recycling, you know. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a complete suspension overhaul on the E46 coming up in the next few weeks. I just got to get the car parts coming. Bender, great to see you, man. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for jumping in and hanging out. We're going to be doing Bilstein B6s. I'm going to buy a different spring compressor, and we're going to try it out with a different spring compressor. Tell me if I'm crazy, but I'm thinking about buying new coil springs for the front just so I don't have to disassemble the old struts. Is that a bad idea? I don't think so. You know, that way I just don't have to... Heads up, Place It is great for logos and thumbnails, etc. Awesome, good to know. I'm actually going to give it a Google right now and see what's up with it. I've been using Canva. But yeah, we'll do a complete suspension overhaul. We'll do new struts in the front, new shocks in the rear. We'll do all the mounts, strut mounts, all that good stuff. And then I think second FCP collaboration video this month will be 328 E91 Touring 328XI oil pan gasket with trans mounts, engine mounts, pulling out the drive axles, dropping the differential, dropping the front drive shaft. So I'm really excited for that one. Cool. Place It seems like it's like a Canva type. Ozzy says, I scrapped one in Chattanooga. Got much more. I think it was around 200. Right on. Hopefully Rob gets some good money for it. But yeah, I'm thinking about just buying new coil springs for the front. They might be a little stiffer. They might sit a little higher because they're not sagged out. But just so I don't have to disassemble the front struts. But then again, like I'm paying $100 so I don't have to disassemble them. You know, and then, you know, what am I going to do? Just throw away a complete... Okay. So it's like Canva on steroids. I use Canva religiously. That's what I use for all my thumbnails. And I've been really happy with it so far. But I do already pay for it. I am already kind of committed with it. But maybe I'll do some reviews online. Check out what everybody else has to say. But yeah, I'm really excited. This E91 that's going to be coming on the channel looks really nice. He's a real enthusiast. A buddy of mine that I golf with, Spencer, he was telling his roommate about my channel because he owns a BMW. He owns an E91. And turns out Spencer went home from playing golf with me the other day. He's like, dude, I came home and you're on my TV. My damn roommate's watching your YouTube videos. And I'm like, dude, I just finished golfing with this guy. What the hell is going on? What kind of multiverse am I living in? So he reached out about the oil pan gasket. I need to get back to him today. We're going to get it scheduled up. But I think that's sick. Gerardo Perez in the YouTube chat today offered us a 2002 BMW convertible. That's so cool. Maybe we could do a video with him. Convertible top works great. Transmission works great. It's just the engine misfires. Let's see. It does have some misfires. He's just tired of throwing money at it. So I need to call him, and I need to figure out exactly what he's done to it, you know? If he's done plugs, coils, injectors, all that stuff, and it's still misfiring, you know? Or maybe just like, maybe it's just not in good enough shape. Danger Boy says, ask FCP Euro if they would ship a fully assembled strut. You know, there's places that sell fully assembled struts, and that is such a good way to go. But FCP Euro's website doesn't cover them. They don't have them, I don't think. I'm going to check right now again, but I dug through their catalog. I did the Bilstein B4s on the E90, and I'm going to do the Bilstein B6s, I think, on the E46. They look really nice. Let's see, my account, view account here. Huh. I think we had money go back in here. Unless it was updated. I need to go through and do some digging on this. Strut Monkey does. Those auto transmissions are basically only worth scrap value. Depends on weight. Scrap prices at the time. Usually there's no drivetrain when I scratch them. I'm going to toss 2 auto trans in with that one. They've been holding down my garage floor. It's nice to get them out of there. Look for some lowering springs. Usually don't need the compressor with them. Didn't need them on my 330i when I did H&R springs. Bilstein B8s. I thought about going the lowering route. I think I will eventually. But I'm pretty set on just sticking with stock ride height on this E30. Or the E46, only because I still have like gravel driveway, and the roads here are pretty brutal in Humboldt County, and it's a little bit better to have stock height suspension because lots of potholes, lots of curbs, lots of bumps, lots of dips, and it's just going to sort of be my little reliable daily driver. Right now I got to fix up both of my Turd 3 Series because my E46 needs some love. E90 still needs some love. I had a really weird thing happen today. I was driving my girlfriend down to our MRI appointment this morning. I took the E90. It's been running really good. It's driving really well, especially with the control arms and the suspension. And then all of a sudden, I popped front turn signal, rear turn signal on the driver, front and rear turn signal on the driver's side. It's had fog lamp malfunctions, but it just started popping every single bulb malfunction, like everywhere. 2-stage brake light malfunction, front turn signals, rear turn signals. Things started flashing fast, and I was like, what the hell is going on? I feel like the light control modules started acting up, going crazy. It kept going for another drive cycle. Then I shut off the car, took a nap while my gal was in her appointment. And then it just ended up picking back up. So I was like, huh. Is there something weird going on with the FRM or maybe the light control module? Like, what's going on? But yeah, I had like 10 different bulb malfunctions just randomly show up on my CCC. Danger says it could be a bad ground. It's possible, but it was front and rear. So, you know, maybe a ground for the module? Don't they have individual grounds for all those circuits? Because I think they ground through the headlight or through the taillight and headlight assemblies, but I do know they have brown wires coming off of the plugs. So it probably just runs to like a body ground in the back and a body ground in the front. But if it was a bad ground, would it be both front and rear? You know, because then you shut the car off and restart it and it's all gone. at least after the third time. So it's a super weird one. I got a couple weird issues going on, but that's kind of BMW life, right? Vegeta says, I have a misfire in my 135i. I realized the plugs have never been changed since 2008. Oh, dude, you are due, brother. You are super due for plugs. What type of plugs do I like to use? I really like NGKs. I've always been happy with NGKs. I feel like Bosch have been kind of hit or miss in the past. Especially with ignition coils, too. It's hard to find good, reputable ignition coils. I've heard a lot of good things about the Eldor ignition coils, though. That's what I've put in my E90. And I called my buddies at the shop, and they've said really good things. But yeah, I got some weird little gremlins I got to get fixed on these cars. But now that the E30's gone, I can switch gears. I can have a little bit more room. And I'm just going to have some peace of mind. I wish I need to get the contact info for our winner here. Unrivaled Concepts. I wonder if he's got a shop. I wonder what kind of plan he's got for this car. It'd be cool though. I'm excited. I'm excited for him. I hope he's happy with his purchase. I think he will be. So yeah, they got to do the identity thing. I got to start. Let's see here. Gene says, just finished up a B35 speed swap on my wagon. Referenced a few of your videos during the process. Power steering, oil pan gasket. Just want to say thanks for those videos. Thanks for the support, Gene. It's exactly what we're trying to do over here, man. Just pass a little bit of knowledge on the jobs that I simply know how to do. Some of the things that I've done a couple times. So thanks for chiming in. Thanks for showing your support. I really appreciate you. All right, gang. I got some business emails to attend to. I got to get back to FCP Euro. I got to start getting these parts coming for multiple jobs. And I got to get tuned up. Have Bosch coils on the way. Hell yeah, Vegeta. Cool. Well, I hope everything goes well. And if you do need to do any diagnosing or find anything cylinder specific, don't forget to swap around those plugs and coils. Clear the faults, drive it, get it to misfire again, confirm where that misfire jumped to. It's always a good way to give you peace of mind when you're doing plugs and coils and know that you're going to knock it out the first time. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this live today. I know it was kind of impromptu and maybe you saw the notification and popped in, but really appreciate all your support. This E30 project, it kicked my ass pretty good. It's definitely outside my comfort zone, outside my wheelhouse, but a lot of really good information in the comments, people passing over, you know, service manuals, digital copies of service manuals and chiming in and giving me their 2 cents because a lot of you guys have a lot more experience on these E30s than I do. Thank you for support on the auction. Rob, thank you for jumping in on that first bid at $318 and getting that first comment in there. It's been a really cool process, and I am really glad that I sold it on Bring a Trailer because we got to do cool stuff like this. You guys got to be involved, and it was just really fun all the way around. So I hope the winner's happy. I'm definitely happy. Going to be getting the E30 out of our hair and start focusing on some new projects and some stuff that I know how to do best. Karam, thanks for subscribing. I will do another live soon, absolutely. We'll try to keep on it and try to do like one a week at least. Now that it's springtime, weather's a lot better. Spend a lot more time working outside, getting these cars dialed in. So I'm going to go get prepped up. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. As always, just so appreciative of all your support. Don't forget to check out Rob's Weekend Garage. He's in the comment section here. You're going to find a bunch of stellar BMW content. If you like my content, you'll like Rob's content. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll probably do a video on getting the E30 passed over to the new owner. We're going to be doing some headlight restoration and some headlight diagnosis on the E90. We got suspension overhaul on the E46 coming soon, and E91 X-Drive oil pan gasket coming soon as well. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your work week. Love you guys. Thank you for the support. And we'll see you on my next day off. Have a good week, everybody.